I remember that night, the capacity of the place, is 500. We did like 800 people plus people outside that couldn't get in. My first party, charging for $5.
My God, this guy brought the whole Thunder. This guy brought the whole Thunder Bay Metro. You brought the whole Thunder Bay Metro area at the party.
After that party, I paid my rent 6 months in advance. Do you
There you
understand?
go.
Entrepreneurship.
Since that day, I never looked back.
Yeah.
I
That's
never
what's up.
looked back.
Straight
facts.
You know that.
Hey man, we're back here. We're out here.
Yes, sir. Sosa Fit, your boy Ace. Of course, live and direct from the BIA Media Currency ENT. So, without further ado, I'll let Sam do the intro here.
And we have our man Slim with us.
Yes, sir.
President and founder of Africa Live Canada, partner of the Palace Club, and Touch of Beauty Salon and Spa.
Welcome to have you, brother.
Thank you.
It's
Thanks
an
for having me.
honor. It's
Hey,
an
man,
honor.
happy to have you, my
It's an
man.
honor. I always wanted to have a promoter, should I say, if I could call that, in the seat to go ahead and know why is there no shorties when you said on the flyers there's gonna be shorties.
Not my party.
Not at this party, but of course you're more than that. You're more than that. Thanks for coming on the show, brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So first of all, can you tell us about yourself and how did you get into the club business?
Yeah, I go by Slim, and I've been in Ottawa now for a long time. Before Ottawa, I used to juggle Kitchener, Toronto, and Thunder Bay.
You're Toronto, man?
I stayed in Toronto.
Okay.
Then I graduated, when I graduated university from Thunder Bay,
Okay.
I decided I want to move to a city that is just in between.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy like Toronto, but at the same time, nothing small like Thunder Bay.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah.
you left the black population went down by 25%. But yeah.
So I left Thunder Bay,
For
and
sure.
I had a friend that lived in Ottawa. He was in Thunder Bay.
Right.
He said to me, like, Slim, what do you think about like starting like an African restaurant in Ottawa? He knows me. I love business. Then I did my homework. And I decided, okay, you know what? It's actually like room for like to expand like some things like especially like the African like cuisine in Ottawa.
100%.
Yeah.
I've seen
Then,
it.
yeah. Then I moved there, opened a restaurant,
Right.
called Suya Spot then. I ran that till for 6 years in 2016.
Right.
Then that is like a short story about how I landed here in Ottawa.
Right.
Yeah. Then you asked me how I started like the promotion stuff. Yeah.
You're getting there.
My first year in university, I organized a party like I studied nursing, so by profession I'm a registered nurse. Yeah.
No, you're making bread.
Yeah, but I don't practice no more. Like
Yeah.
I have a lot on my plate.
Right. You went to school, something,
Yes.
honorable. Keep going.
Yeah. Then my first day in university, I organized like a party like for nursing students.
Yeah.
And the party was crazy. Like we had like every department, like engineering, medicine, like every department.
Thunder Bay was lit that night.
It was lit. So after that party, I seen like how much people came out. I'm
Right.
like, you know what? I'm gonna take my time like and let me like actually throw a party to make money.
Did you make money on your first party?
I did.
Yeah,
And I went to talk to a club owner like in Thunder Bay, and first of all the guy looked at me like, yo, Thunder Bay like is like what 99% like white. Like
Yeah.
Let's be honest here.
This is just how
Yeah.
like it is there, right? So the guy didn't believe that what
make
kind
it
of
happen.
party like this guy wants to like do. But he gave me a chance, to be fair. Like he gave me a chance. I remember that night the capacity of the place is 500. We did like 800 people plus people outside that couldn't get in. My first party, charging for $5.
My God, this guy brought the whole Thunder. This guy brought the whole Thunder Bay Metro. You brought the whole Thunder Bay Metro area at the party.
After that party, I paid my rent 6 months in advance. Do you
There you
understand?
go.
Entrepreneurship.
Like
big
since
smart.
that day, I never looked back.
Yeah.
I
That's
never
what's up.
looked back.
No, that's what's up, brother.
That is how like the party just like parties like to be honest with you like if you like meet like promoters that take their job seriously, you will notice and see that these guys like they actually make money, to be honest.
They're bringing a lot.
They're actually like making money if you know what you're doing. Like if everything is right, like it takes time to actually perfect it, But once you perfect it, you know exactly like you have your formula. It's magic.
It's an art, right?
Exactly.
It's literally an art.
Well, definitely is a career path and definitely is business, right?
Yes.
So I mean, it's,
and
you're talking business here.
Yeah, and that is why like one of the things I cherish a lot is to actually like mentor like the youth. To actually mentor the youth.
Right.
And it's something I see like a lot of youth can just get into like so easily.
Well, that's where it starts, right? I mean, as a youth, right? I mean, it's the network, it's the new era, the new generation. Every year, the new draft class, right?
Exactly.
They all gotta learn from somewhere, right? So.
No, for sure. And like, let me ask you, like, what was the most challenging task you've ever faced, right? And how did you overcome it?
In entertainment?
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you. I think 2013, when I brought McMill to Toronto, 2013.
Right.
Was
that for Caribana?
No, not Caribana. It was just a concert, with McMills.
Right.
That was the most challenging thing.
Why is that?
Ever. When I booked him then, I didn't know.
Dealing with Philly niggas?
No, I didn't
That's
know.
no problem.
I didn't know McMill had a criminal record.
Yeah.
When I booked him, I didn't know he had a criminal record, that this guy can travel.
Right.
And after you sign contract, you pay your deposits. I called like manager and like, yo, what's going on? Like this guy have a criminal record, like he can't travel, like
Yeah.
He said to me, well, that's my problem now, that I should do my homework.
Talk to your government type thing.
Like this is for real.
That's what happened.
That is what happened.
All right. So what happened to the deposit?
Then no, there are still ways around it, but just that you have to like work extra hard and spend more money. So I had to get a waiver for him.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had to contact like some lawyers in states.
Yes.
They have to like apply for a waiver. You pay like it was expensive, but
yes, sir.
Because ticket did not sell. Literally, people were like, send a message like, why are you guys trying to fraud people? Like, why are you guys selling tickets? This guy has a criminal record. He cannot travel. So people were not buying. Like Cool House, who did the show, hosts around like 3,000 people.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, a week before the show, we still had like 400 tickets. A week before the show. So as soon as we got the waiver, we posted it online. Ticket went up, a little bit doubled, like 800. But just imagine a place that hosts like 3,000.
People need to see it. The proof, social proof.
Yeah. So after everything, like McMill, they drove through the border. As soon as McMill crossed the border, he posted that he's in Toronto. I'm telling you, every single thing was sold out.
Yeah.
Everything. As soon as, like, that is where, I'm not going to lie to you, where, like, I actually felt, I got, like, the credits and, like, people in the industry, they started paying attention. Who is this nigga? Yes.
Who's this guy that brought Meek Mill in the building?
No, not even that. I was very young, too. Like, who is this young guy? Like,
Who's this guy who brought Meek Mill up for Medina?
So that was, like, that was like the beginning of like the great things. After that, yeah.
So, what do you feel is most important when having a successful event? Essentially, what do you think that is required for you to have a successful event?
I'll tell you, successful event is only successful when the attendees say like they have fun and it's successful.
Yeah. Right.
You can make a lot of money as a promoter, doing party, but at the same time, if you don't give them the experience that will make them come back again and again and again, trust me, you're gonna lose them.
Essentially, you're putting your name out there, right?
Exactly.
It's your reputation that you gotta.
So you want the girls to be happy and the boys to have a lot of numbers, right?
Yes.
There you go. See the boys out.
That is why too. Like everybody, like we start is so much important to us.
Yeah.
We take data in terms of how many girls came tonight and versus how many guys. If the numbers are not making sense, there are things we can do as promoters to make sure like those numbers are always like we want to have at least 60% girls.
Right.
Yeah.
To guys.
Well, I was gonna bring it to the ratios. I mean, I think most guys when they organize parties or you know, when they talk to the boys in the car before they go to an event, they think about the ratio, right?
Yeah.
So your golden ratio is
6 to
for every 10 people, you need 6 girls and 4 guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's a standard thing?
You know, at the same time, you know, like, you don't want the club to just, you know, be filled with, like, you know,
Sausage fest?
80% girls. Or, because don't forget, like, the guys will spend. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying girls don't spend.
Yeah.
Like, these days, I'm telling you, like, I see girls, like, popping
Yes.
balls like crazy.
It's a
Yeah,
hot
for
road,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, and the girls are doing their
You know,
thing, you know, they're
yeah.
coming up, you know, it's a new era, you know, with, I could see it.
Yeah.
You know, then now you can see guys, right? You know, guys is like, it's like a given, like, you know, when they come out, you know, girls know how to have fun. Like, that's,
Of course.
you know, they know how to have fun more than guys.
made
You
the
know, a
most
girl
of
can
it.
go to a club, you know, with a budget she pays at the door and she's going to go in and have fun.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, like for sure that, you know, guys are always like looking for
Yeah.
girls and, you know, you're gonna end up like being in a booth, you know, having
Yeah.
fun, like,
Right.
you just paid an entrance fee.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so that is why, like, at the same time we have to have, like, you know, more girls, you know, than less guys. But the guys too that come, you know, at least, you know, they can spend as well. And take care of those beautiful girls.
All right, my man Slim, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So, how did you transition from being a promoter to actually being a partner in the business overall for the club?
Yeah, you know,
People can be confused, right?
yeah. You know, I've been doing, like, you know, this promotion thing, I feel like, forever. Like, I've been doing it, like, for a very, very long time. And I don't actually, like, I still consider myself, like, I still, like, you know, a promoter, because even though, like, I'm a partner, I'm still going to promote the business.
Of course.
You know, but now, like, the difference is that now, you know, you have more responsibilities, you know, and you understand better how, like, you know, things, like, you know, goes behind the scene, not just, you know, collecting money from the door.
And then you have your
Yeah.
guys beside you,
Yes.
right? And then you have your guys under you too, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know Nouveau Lounge. So
Yeah.
Nouveau Lounge. You know, myself and my best friend, you know, MP, like, you know, we ran like Nouveau Lounge,
Right.
You know, from scratch, from nothing.
And tell us, Nouveau Lounge, where exactly is it in Ottawa?
It's downtown.
Downtown Ottawa, what
Yeah.
street?
I think it's on Dalhousie.
Dalhousie? That's where we can find it?
Yes.
Okay, where to go?
Yes. So we started that, you know, we didn't start the club, but, you know, we
Hey, I'm thinking about it. Last time I tried to go in there, they refused me.
Why?
I don't know. I came at like, it closed at 2, came at 1:15.
Oh,
and I came,
Nah, capacity.
No,
Bro,
capacity, man.
Capacity.
Why are you showing up at 1:15 when the
listen,
club that's done at 2?
Listen,
it's a lit club. It was packed. It was packed.
There you go.
The lineup is, like, you know,
That
usually,
means
like,
you bet.
extremely crazy.
For sure. Keep going
You
with
know,
what you were saying.
so-
though. This is an asterisk.
Yeah, so like, you know, like you said, you came 1:15, you can't get into the club. But I'm doing the party.
All right.
That means you did your job.
I guess I gotta
Yeah,
pull you.
yeah,
Next
yeah.
time I gotta mention your name, right?
Yeah. If you did, hey, come on.
Yeah,
man.
for sure. No, keep going.
Yeah. So anyways, when we were there, you know, like, the club is always extremely busy, you know, and we look at it, we've been looking for opportunity, you know, like, we're young guys, you know, we are Africans, you know, we're black, you know, we also want to be part of something that we feel like, you know, we own. You know, we've been working too much. You understand?
Yeah, that's
For, like, a
sensible
lot
also.
of, like, you know, club owners and stuff. We want to be part of something.
Yeah.
We want our people. They always ask us. They're like, yo, hey, Slim MP, how come you guys don't even own a club? How come you guys are not, like, you know, every single place we've done party, almost every nightclub in the whole city,
Yeah.
we've done party, almost every single nightclub. And ask any club owner, it's always packed, always sold out.
Yeah.
So that is why our people don't even understand it. Why don't you guys get involved into something, like, you know, then opportunity came.
Right.
You know,
Right. Transition
you know,
skills, right?
Yeah, opportunity came. Something that, you know, we looked at, you know, the first meeting, we're like, wow, how can we turn this down?
Right.
You know, we are getting involved in something that is going to actually transform the whole city.
100%. I gotta tell you, like, as a consumer myself, I thought the last club we had that was Afrobeat oriented was on the other side and got no X Lounge. And it had its hit. It had a few hits, a few good nights. I'm not gonna lie, I had great nights over there, but overall, I feel like it was dying down. And then, you know, what's left for the city, right? And Nouveau again, rejecting niggas at 115. It's okay. It's good. It's popping. I see it.
That means they got standards,
Well,
right?
well, you know what? At least now you have another opportunity to come to, like, you know, a club now, I'm a partner.
Hey, big dog. Hey, I'm a big dog right now. You know that. I'm a big dog right now.
I don't worry. Anytime you come as VIP, you're gonna.
Hey, you heard that? Hey, bouncer, I'm gonna make you pull this up, in the lineup, Anyways, so you know what time it is. Okay, but switch it up. Let's switch gears, okay?
Yeah, let's go back to topic.
Yeah. What would you do if the headlining artist you organized canceled at the last minute?
Ooh. If a headliner cancel, depend on, I'll tell you right now, depend on like the show or depend on like the event. If it's an event you still have like, strong lineup, then yes, you're gonna go ahead, and do the event. Again, you have to also, like that is like when you're planning events, you have to put a lot of things into consideration.
For sure.
You also have to think about like what is your policy?
Yeah.
Like what your policy is about. Is your policy like gonna maybe like refund people maybe like certain percentage, maybe like if the ticket is $100, maybe they're gonna refund $15 or $10, because don't forget, like even though headliner cancel, that I don't think that is, as the organizer or as the promoter, I don't think that is actually like still like saving you cost. Sometimes when these artists they cancel, getting back the money even like is really really hard. The process to go to get the money back, even though you get the money back, like you're already like losing money. Maybe you booked the flight already, all those kind of So those are like some of those things to like consumers. I know they don't like see.
They don't think about that. They think about their pleasure. Right?
Yes. It's like behind the scene, like sometimes when things like that happen, but it's something that if it does happen, you must make sure you have a policy in place on how you want to react.
100%.
For us, we do have a policy in place.
Right.
If you have a strong lineup, like say you're doing a festival, of like 10 like artists, one of the artists like cancel and like 9, like even out of that 9, 5 of them are very strong. Like trust me, people are gonna still have fun.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's good to know.
People are gonna be more pissed if you cancel it.
Yeah.
People are gonna be more pissed if you cancel, because think about it. Like,
so they already had their plans anyways.
Exactly.
Girl, get your it ready.
Nails,
it's popping.
pedicure.
Diamond is coming. The diamond ain't showing up, but the dress was still bought.
Yeah. Expectations were not met. Right?
We're not met, but we still gonna shake that ass, isn't that right? So it's okay. We support that. But at the end of the day, honestly, like it's very important you mentioned that, because most of us don't know if there's a policy or not behind cancellations.
Yeah.
We always think it's an arbitrary thing.
Most of us don't even think about it, right?
We don't. I mean, most people are driven by emotions.
Yeah. So think about it like this: and most of those big, festivals you guys see, even like Bluefest, or even like maybe Rolling Loud. Most of those big festivals.
Yes,
I'm telling you, there are times like artists are not there. They don't announce it. They don't even tell you they're not going to come.
Yeah.
Which because they don't have to.
Up.
And if you check very well, like their description or stuff, they will write there like subject to change. I know people don't see this, but if you start paying attention, then you see where it says subject to change. So what does that mean? Even though like one artist drop or whatever, you can't hold them liable like, okay, I want a refund for something because they said it's subject to change. And they can also tell you like, your ticket purchase like is final except event is cancelled. Yeah. So meaning even though it's postponed, they can decide not to give you a refund.
Yeah.
Like, these are like those
people don't read the fine print, right?
Yeah.
I think you're bringing in a great perspective.
Yeah.
People don't read the fine print. You're right as well, as Sosa. But I would also say that most people don't want to think about these things again.
Yeah.
And
they just want to have fun, right?
Yeah, you're bringing in a very good perspective. I think the business reputation could be affected.
Yeah. Yes.
Because let's say you have a big artist, it cancels, subject to change, that's fair. Yeah. But at the end of the day, business subject to change.
I'll tell you. I'll give you a classic example. So the festival we have, the Afrobeat Music Festival.
Yes, we want to talk about that.
Yeah. That is supposed to be July 1st, Canada Day weekend. We have to change the date. And we changing the date has nothing to do with us, the organizers. It's the city of Ottawa, which we understand, because the city reached out to us and said on Canada Day weekend they don't have enough staff.
Right.
They don't have like enough police. They don't have enough paramedics.
They're all downtown. They're all
exactly.
As we speak right now. They're on the Parliament Hill.
You see that? So when they say that, all we have to do, like the city of Ottawa has been really, really good to us. Right. All we have to do is to work with them. So we said, okay, no problem. We found a common ground. We find a new date. Even though our policy says, we are not going to issue refund, except the festival is cancelled. But guess what? We have a lot of people reached out and said, oh, they cannot make the new date. We give refund back. Yeah. Like you said, reputation. For us, like, is the most important.
But hold on to some of that. We're gonna get right to that, we have lots of questions about
Yeah,
Afrofest.
yeah.
About your festival.
But in terms of reputation, and you know what, you even mentioned community. How do you go about a mentorship, right? How do you go about transitioning your skill set to the youth?
Yeah. So you see, the non-for-profit organization Africa Life Canada, and I'm the founder president. Started 2016. I have seen like the way our youths, especially if you remember 2015, 16, 17, the crime rate in Ottawa was very, very high.
Yeah.
It was extremely, extremely high. If you guys really follow those period, So myself, I'm someone that I feel like I have a lot that I can give back to the community. I feel like I have a lot of skills. Like for instance, just promoting. I think like that pretty much changed my life. Being a student, I can do one party and pay my rent for 6 months, and I don't see why a lot of youth here, even like the younger ones that are 16, I'm 17, they can do all age parties.
Yeah.
And still make money. All age party, in fact, right these days are more expensive than even regular party. All age party, they charge 20, 30 bucks, 40 bucks to get in, and it's packed. So I see no reason why, this youth, instead of them getting into this trouble, that trouble, my partner, best friend, MP, he also has a lot of skills. He's an engineer, but he does videographer, photography, and things like that. With that, we looked at we can give this back to our community. We can teach these kids how to use these skills. We can mentor them a lot of different things. And we know what is the biggest thing that keep youth away from crime is music.
Yeah.
That is why our organization Africa Life Canada is a non-for-profit organization that we promote the African culture with different ways like music, arts, food, mentorship,
Fashion.
yes, fashion, different ways we use it to connect to youth around us.
You guys involved in sports too?
No, right now we're not involved in sports.
Okay.
So these are the things that we look okay, you know what? We can use these skills to empower them. And that is what gave birth to the festival. That is part of the mentorship program. So I don't know, we just did an audition for Afrofest. We had over 100 applications for the festival. Out of the
100 applications?
Yes, for Afrofest, for the festival.
Wow.
We did that festival last year at Moonies Bay, September last year at Moonies Bay. 2 days. The first time we did it outdoor, we did 12,000 people the 2 days.
And can you give us a distinction between Afrofest and I think there's another African?
Afrobeat.
Yes.
Yeah. So Afrobeat, is the one we launched this year. So Afrobeat is the one Afrobeat pretty much is a music festival. We have international arts. It's a music festival.
And where is that going to be?
Yeah.
That's going to be at the Ottawa Titans.
The baseball stadium.
Yeah.
Right off Vanier Parkway.
Yes.
East of downtown.
Yes. So that's the one we have. P Square. We have Diamond Platinum.
Yo, I see the lineup. I couldn't believe Cranium.
Yes.
Hold up. We brought the man that's gonna bring us Diamond Platinum.
Yeah.
Tom Tapati hit maker, right?
Yeah.
Cranium.
Yeah.
P Square. P
Legend,
Square.
legend.
My introduction to Afrobeats is P Square.
Legend.
Personally.
All right, my man Slim, question for you. Which channels are the most effective for spreading awareness about an event? How do you get your word out there?
That's a very good question. I'll tell you all social media platforms. But I think, one of the platforms people underestimate, I shouldn't be able to send this.
Don't tell me Indeed.
No. I'm telling you, the still most effective and most powerful.
That's the BIG.
No, it's Facebook.
Facebook?
I'm telling you, because what you don't, people keep forgetting. Facebook is the biggest social media platform.
It is true. My mom and my great uncle that's very, very old have Facebook.
Yes,
It's definitely.
And with Facebook, right? They already have an integration. When you promote on Facebook, it goes to Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah. I think they're the same owners.
Yes.
Good old Mark, he owns both platforms.
This guy, he knows what he's doing, man. He's smart.
Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So Facebook, Instagram too, is big. Google AdWords.
Google Ads? Google? The man that be Googling on Fridays, events in Ottawa. These niggas.
Okay. already nice.
No, that's good. I didn't thought about Google. Real
Never
talk.
thought about it.
Yeah, like that is why. Okay, when people go online, maybe they like come to Ottawa.
Yeah.
They go online, they go search. Let's see what's party or
Well,
where
that
to
no
go or
connections,
what to,
yeah.
So when they search, you want to be like top 3. you want to be top 3.
Sure.
So there are these things. I mean, like I don't mind sharing this because I want everyone to be successful. To be honest,
It's important.
I think my formula is my formula. To be honest,
Yeah.
and again, too, being a good promoter too is like your personality as well.
Right.
Yeah.
People want to like
They wanna interact and
they want
connect
to
with you,
vibe
right?
with you. They want to party with you.
Yeah.
If I'm having a party, Slim is having a party in Toronto. Do you want to party with me? If you party with me, you understand, you know the vibe, like how you want to feel
Right.
the vibe, like So is that vibe how you interact with people, how people connect with you? Do they want to be where you want to be? Even though there is a party next door to you, but they understand. Even like walking past your door, they feel that energy, like yo, this is where I want. Like
What about good old word of mouth? I mean, it kind of ties in with the platform.
Because everybody knows everybody, right?
Yes. But I'll tell you with word of mouth, right? Even though you know so many people, you have so many friends.
Like a text, like you pull up.
You cannot sustain running every single week. You think because you know everyone. Because everyone you know is not going to come out every weekend to support you. Some weekend they want to go to this next club. Some weekend they want to go to that next club. And you're going to notice like times, club is, getting empty because 10, 20 of your friends or people this group, they went to that event or they went to this event. When they see that your own event is always popping, they know about it because they're around you.
Right.
But when they see it's even popping like without them, they want to be there like even fast. But if you think you're just going to be relying on people you know, trust me. That is why you see so many promoters that sometimes like the events start dying because they are relying on, okay, let me message this guy to help me share. Bro, have you posted?
Yeah. You see,
To be honest,
50 dudes on the wall there. Got the
Standing up there,
yeah. To be honest with you,
girl walks
Just staring.
To be honest with you, now we want to do party whereby we post the flyer, we see people screenshotting they're reposting it.
Yeah, 100%.
So people around you, like, if they really care about you, that is what they do, right?
Everybody has
like they see the flyer, they want to repost it, they'll take a screenshot, they're going to repost it.
Yeah.
But don't think they're going to survive and keep you in the game.
Right. Very realistic way
You gotta put some work into it, right?
Yeah, and a very realistic way to look at it for sure. So let's talk money here. Okay, switch it up a bit. I love money. Everybody kind of loves money, but don't let it be your driver in life or bring you to to your early death maybe. But anyways, what is your game plan for managing event budgets? Right?
Yeah, the game plan for event budgets is, making sure you have a very good structure in terms of a blueprint, template. These things have to match, and you have to be very, very strict. Because when you draw your budget, I tell people once you make a budget, because when you make a budget, you're supposed to at least have 10% or whatever miscellaneous on your budget. So your goal is never to go above your budget.
Let me ask you: do you start with you're thinking about the market and the price of the ticket first, or you're thinking about the budget and then we're going to look at the price for the ticket?
Yeah, so I'm going to look at, you have your budget, for instance, the acts you're bringing. You want to have a budget for them. So if you have that budget for them, then you look at logistics, the venue you're going to rent.
Yeah.
You look at the flight for the artists, you look at the accommodation. You look at security, you look at police.
So you guys pay for all these expenses.
Every single thing. First aid.
There's never a time an artist comes and pay for their flights themselves?
Well, if you have a deal, what is called a landed deal. If you have a landed deal, the artist is going to pay for their own, flights.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes include accommodation, or you just book accommodation for them and provide ground transportation.
Right, depends on the deal.
Yeah, depends on the deal. But most festivals, they're going to do landed deal with artists. Most festivals.
Okay.
Because
So the artist,
you don't want to go too much stress with trying to book. You have so many artists you're dealing with.
And then do you have go ahead.
I was gonna say, how do you plan? So what do you essentially do if you ever go over budget at that point, right? Because there's so many moving parts and so many factors that you have to take into consideration.
Yes.
How do you mitigate that fact overall to have a reduction in cost overall? There has to be a way to manage it, right?
Yes. So not every single time you think you're gonna be on the budget, because there are things that me and you cannot predict. Like I gave you guys instance, like Afrobeat Music Festival is supposed to happen Canada Day.
Right.
Yeah.
So now we're paying, like, most of the artists, they're telling us, oh, they already booked the flight. You see that? So even though, like, that is not like under contract, but now, like, it has nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
So guess what? We have to find a middle ground to give them more money now to rebook flights.
You gotta
So
relook.
So these are things. So imagine when you're working with, like, 10 artists.
Racks and racks and racks.
10
so,
other people that you gotta keep it.
So maybe that have added on that, like, what, $30,000-$40,000 on your budget. It's something, if your Mercedes does not have that window, it's something like you cannot, avoid. Like things you cannot avoid, there's nothing you can do about it. But if it's things that you can cut down, then you have to be disciplined with yourself. And you have to be focused to tell yourself, you know what, I'm not gonna do it. Because don't forget, when you are planning especially large scale events, a lot of things are gonna be thrown at you.
Right.
You receive a lot of calls, you receive this, and most of them are extremely tempting.
Yeah.
But you
Extremely
want
what?
tempting, they're tempting, like, maybe a guy call you, you know what, like if I do this, like, this can like sell you like another like, 600, 800 tickets. We're humans, we're moved by numbers, like, So when you think about it, then you think about this guy want me to give him like 5K. But okay, if I can sell that extra, 800 or 600 ticket, it's worth it. But remember now, this is adding to your budget because your ticket price is not increasing. Whatever your budget is, you're selling your ticket, that is what it is. So this guy that is hitting you up for this deal, you're paying 5-6K out of your pocket. Now this is on top of the budget.
So you have a budget, and then you have your emergency.
Yeah.
You're hoping not to use it or to minimize the use of it.
Yes.
But you're ready for basically the industry. So you kind of figure it out the industry.
Yes.
Essentially, it's risk management, right?
Yes.
You gotta
Risk management.
you gotta look at all the facts. So it makes sense.
For sure. And now let me ask you, what is the best way to choose an event venue? Okay. And on that question, can you elaborate on? Are there any types of event that you particularly like find interesting or find really exciting to plan for?
Yes, I'll tell you. I love producing shows, like concerts. I love even like the festival, I got into. This is gonna be the third year for us producing festival.
Right.
Like I just love like that pressure. Not only that pressure, I love when we produce something like this for our city. I feel like our city, like these are the aspects we're lacking.
For sure.
It brings recognition.
Definitely. Well, I wouldn't say barrier breaker, but you're doing it for the city for sure. You're one of the earlier ones, right?
Yeah. And when you think about Afrofest, when we did Afrofest, it's all about giving back to the city. Every single artist we have on the lineup, we're all local artists.
Right. And it wasn't on live streamed online, was it?
No, 2020 was live streamed. Last year was outdoor at Mooney.
It was outdoor at Mooney. Yes, you mentioned that.
Yeah. So that was like all local artists. There was no international artists, nothing. And they did that themselves. 12,000 people came out to see them.
That's big.
So that is why this year.
During COVID too?
Yeah, during COVID. Well, like COVID was,
it's coming to an end, but the restriction was there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential.
Yeah, for
They're
sure.
doing
People were still scared, kind of, or maybe
that's
tired.
what I'm saying. If you have that many people on the field,
I mean, it worked out.
Everyone's back.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Imagine the following years, right?
Yeah.
There's
Right.
a lot of potential.
When I seen the flyer, I was very excited.
It's a good thing.
So festivals, you like to do festivals. That's big.
Yes. So the part of the festival is like mentoring. It's mentoring. Like
you touched on that.
We did the audition. Where we have over 100 artists applied. So we did audition, and when we do this audition, for us, we're not looking for you have to be like professional. You have to be like the best out there. No, there are certain qualities we're looking for, and when we find that quality, we want to mentor you. We picked 20 artists. They are going to perform for Afrofest, this year. Those artists we pick, we don't just pick them and bring them on stage. So we have like a mentorship program where we have like a vocalist that we work with you between now till the festival. We have to make sure we have someone that works with you with your set. Like when you present your set, because this festival want local artists to feel like this is their show. When they come on the stage, it's their show. We want them to feel that way. Because that is what it is.
I learned something here. Now, is that common practice, or is it something that you and your partners came up and your team came up with?
It's something like we have put in place, to mentor these local artists. So when they come on stage, even like their set, the dressing, how they're gonna dress, their appearance, how they're like we are mentoring them in all that aspect. But when they come on stage, you want them to have that confidence that they, like let them own that stage, let them like give people think of what people will not forget after they leave that stage. That is something that is very, very extremely important, to us, and that is what we're doing.
Now, this might be a little bit of a side question, but talking about teams and having a whole organization, how do you feel about delegation of tasks? How do you have your team help you in regards to getting everything set in order for these events, essentially?
Yeah, so if you think if just myself, I cannot do it alone. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Yeah.
We have a huge team. We have a huge team, volunteers, people that work. Like this summer, the government of Canada, they sponsored our organization. They gave us 12, full-time summer staff.
Yeah.
Working, within the organization. Plus, a lot of volunteers too. We have, that helps in terms of everything. Every department you see have a role. Someone that take care of the vendors, people that apply for vendor. Someone that take care of artists, they have a whole team. People that apply, go through the application. Someone that take care of coordinate, like volunteer coordinator.
Yeah.
Someone that take care of logistics. So there is a whole team, even event setup, production. There is a whole team.
It's not a one-man show.
No. It's not. Only me, I cannot do it. It's not possible.
They talk about community, right? So it makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is what it's about. It's about the community. The festival, to be honest with you, is all about the community will produce it. Without volunteers, it's not possible.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, if we don't have volunteers,
Right.
it's not possible.
Yeah. You need people to be able to believe in what you're working in. Right?
Yeah.
I think every festival I see volunteers,
Yeah.
I'm always curious to know how does it work and how important they are. So you're saying basically without it, most festivals,
I don't think
struggle.
I don't think there was this. Just think about it this way, A festival you're doing, you're gonna need around maybe 200 volunteers. Just think about staffing 200 people, 200 people, putting them on a payroll, paying them for, because when you start a festival from planning to finish, say good 6 months. That is a huge payroll.
That's a huge payroll for sure.
So that is why volunteers are so important. They're the backbone to most festivals.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't think just think about any festival, even the ones that are private, even the ones that are run by big companies, private companies. Just look at them. It's volunteers.
Right.
If you don't have enough volunteers, it's not even possible.
Without their efforts, it's not going to take off, right?
The money you're going to spend on volunteers, putting them on payroll for the next 6 months, producing a festival in that magnitude, I'm telling you, it's like spending the same money producing the festival.
Right. No, for sure. I can see why a volunteer would want to be part of a festival too. It can work both ways.
I was just about to say they must learn so much from that mentorship of working that type of work, so it's knowledge that they're gaining too, right?
For sure.
Yeah, but at the same time too, there are some roles, you want to actually hire someone and pay them to do.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll give you an instance. If you're running a festival,
certain jobs
you can't just swing it.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
You can't just swing it.
Yeah, just like you say, I want to get security or volunteers.
No.
But remember that volunteers
Something
one
happens.
Thing, not even something happen. One thing about volunteers, on the day off, most of them are not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Right.
Very true.
Yeah, so
So
security
they're getting paid,
must be
Yes,
guaranteed, right?
exactly.
In this day and age, I totally hear you.
Yeah.
Some of them might not even show up, or sometimes
Right.
we've seen this. They come to festival, they bring the t-shirt, they go in, they mix with the crowd, they change.
It's out the bag. No, okay, so let me ask you this question, okay? That's a big question right now. Every person in Ottawa wants to hear, good news here, okay?
Yeah.
So which artist would you bring to the city, right? And why?
If you could, yeah.
If you could.
Well,
Basically, you've got an open budget.
Yes.
Open budget.
We need
picking
something
artists.
at Lansdowne. What are you doing for us?
If I have an open budget, wow. I hope someone listening to this is going to sponsor me.
Hello.
If I have an open budget, I think I want to do have a festival that will run for a week.
Who you bringing in? What's the lineup? Better than Metro Metro?
Yeah, yes. I'm talking about like mix like Burna Boy, Wizkid in there.
Burna Boy.
Davido in there.
Davido,
Tems in
Wizkid.
there, Rema in there. Then I'm gonna add Drake.
Canada New Orleans coming out.
Well, he said an open budget,
Yeah.
for sure. I'm gonna add him. One person I would really love to have on that lineup is gonna be Beyonce.
Okay, very smart. The Bay Highs are coming in numbers from Toronto to Montreal. I'm calling it.
Yeah. Then
Summer, right?
I would love to add Future too.
City Boys? I'm calling all the F boys to the festival.
Savage.
For sure.
No, that's big.
And Justin Bieber.
And you basically covered all grounds. The Bay Hives, Bieber Fever, right? And of course,
and Dexter Dab.
who that?
Dexter Dab. Dexter Dab, like it's a dancer artist.
Dental artist, okay.
You don't know.
So
We're learning from you, brother.
You didn't take the weekend? No weekend?
I think the lineup we have is gonna balance that.
I think so too.
I love the weekend. I love the weekend. But what I'm saying, like when
that's a Davido, Wizkid, Drizzy. Come on.
Yeah, when you do like if it's gonna be, just look at Rolling Loud. You have to balance it. For instance, like Drake will probably bring every single one. All
That's true.
But at the same time, you want to give like Justin Bieber, the kind of like power he's gonna put on that side. Then when you have Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido in one building, the whole Africa is coming.
Oh yeah, everybody listening to that last is that the last song from Burna Boy? Bye.
Not everybody go child breakfast.
Big tone alert. Oh yeah, for sure, bro. Yo, we love that Afro energy, in the city for sure. And can you talk to us about your new club, Palace?
Yes. So Palace, this past weekend, was the opening. So Palace is I don't know if you remember, like the place used to be called Mansion before so many years
Mansion,
ago.
Rito?
Then it changed to Bob and Robinson, Rito and Dahuzi.
Yes, sir. Beside Three Brothers?
Beside Three
Shawarma?
Brothers. Exactly.
Three Brothers?
That spot. You can't miss it. Just on that corner.
Right there? When is that opening?
We opened already.
It opened already?
Yeah. The opening was Friday, Saturday.
How was that? Was it lit?
Oh my God! You need go on the Instagram, the Palace Ottawa. Just go look at the highlights. Was like sold out every single thing.
And what's the feedback you got from the ladies, from the boys?
I'll tell you, like the feedback has been amazing in the sense that they feel like the club was just in our own league. The club is like different. First, like I'm telling you, is the most in terms of architecture. Is the most constructed club in the whole city in terms of architecture. 2 floors, high ceiling. The place already have a structure of like a palace, and that is why we come up with the name the Palace. And what we did in there is amazing. You need to see.
Did some renovations in there?
We transformed the whole place.
That's what we wanted to hear.
We transformed the whole place.
That's what we wanted to hear.
I'm gonna send you guys video of like you guys. I will show you.
Man,
you guys.
We're looking out for this, and let's wrap up with this. What else should we be on the lookout from you and your businesses?
Oh man, we have a lot in the pipeline. We have a lot in the pipeline, especially like in the entertainment. We're trying to be honest with you, we're trying to give like this club now we open is like Miami, Vegas, like kind of vibe. But imagine when you go in, you can hear Afrobeat, hip hop like this. Yes, you don't even feel like you're in Toronto. I'm telling you, you feel like you're in Miami. A lot of people, that's the feedback we get. Like when they post Snapchat, their friends are asking, "Oh my God, are they out of the country?"
Question.
I'm not even.
That's a big statement, but I can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, with the right music, the right vibe, the right venue, right?
You can't go wrong.
So we want to bring more like life into Ottawa. We're looking into like a lot of things by the grace of God. Like we want to bring more life. There are things like our city life. Just think about Toronto, like a lot of those things they do for fun in the summer. There are things that are still like especially like summer we like can capitalize on. Believe it or not, there are a lot of tourists that come to Ottawa. Think about last weekend, there was no single hotel available in the whole of Ottawa. Think about this weekend, from Thursday, there is no hotel available in the whole of Ottawa. What do you think? So there is a huge potential, huge market. Ottawa for me is still a virgin.
Yeah, there's a lot to be done.
Ottawa, for me, there is a lot to exploit.
There's a lot of
There is a lot of
opportunity here.
mineral resources in this city that if you know what you're doing, you have to start milking.
And that's straight facts. Thanks for coming, my brother.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. You guys rock, yeah.